Good afternoon to all of you. Hello, Tushar. How are you?
Good, Professor. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very fine. Good afternoon to all of you. Let me introduce Mr. Tushar Abrol, as he is an accomplished L&D professional and having an experience of 18 years in the experience of hospitality industry. I am very happy today to see Mr. Tushar here. Currently, he is working as a senior and director of L&D Hub for Delhi and NCR with the Taj Group of Hotels, that's Indian IHCL, with an MBA from higher education in Switzerland, and he has done a BA in hotel management from UK. And so far, I know him that he had a significant role in L&D and operations, renowned for his strategic and initiatives and strong leadership. Tushar has an instrumental enhancing training program across multiple hotels and has received numerous awards for its contribution. So, as he is with us today to share the more and more information, as we are talking about today, that career pe Charcha. So, I welcome all of you to this session where we will be having a very good learning session. So I would like to request and welcome Mr. Tushar Abrol to say a few words and experience his, sharing. Please, Mr. Tushar, over to you.
Thank you, Professor Singh, and thank you, Dr. Verma, for this opportunity. Am I clearly audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Great. So, good to see quite a few of you on the call. And I think we have about an hour where we'll exchange experiences, thoughts, interactions about hospitality industry as a whole. Maybe some parts of my experience would be shared, which will help our younger entrants into the industry, and maybe some potential entrants into the industry also. So let me begin. This journey started for me about 18 to 20 years back. 25 is when I graduated from hotel management. I did my hotel management from Aurangabad. I'm actually born and brought up in IHCL, the Indian Hotels Company Limited. And for a very brief time, I got a chance to work. I worked with another organization, but most of my career I've been with IHCL, which was the Taj Group. So I started this journey with operations, and the front office was my first department that I got into. And then after about 5 years, I moved into learning and development. So, like many of us, when we are young, I think this was about 20 years of age when we start deciding, or we get into a hotel management college, or any college for that matter. Not all of us are sure what we are doing in that age. We listen to our mentors, family, parents, colleagues, and we take up decisions. So when I took up this decision to join hotel management, I was 50-50. I was not very sure because we didn't have that exposure, at least then, unlike all of you now. But fortunately, if I look back today, if I had to opt for another option, I would not do that. And I'm very, very satisfied. And this industry has given me opportunities to do what I really wanted. So initially, it was a question mark. It was not sure. But today, I'm sure that this is what I'm made for. In fact, I even get, opportunities outside the industry today, but I'm so hooked to hoteliering today that I cannot do anything else. It's a very gratifying field. And for those who like, lifestyle, for those who like people, for those who like service, I think this is the place to be.
So
Thankfully,
I just want to interfere. Like,
yes.
what initially drew you to pursue a career in hospitality?
So that's an interesting question. So when I look back, I said no, I was not very sure. In fact, I had applied for a lot of other courses, including engineering. And my family, I come from a family which is a very, it's a humble family, middle class family, like many of us. And when we saw hotels, when we looked up to different options, hotels seemed to be very grand and glamorous for us at that time. Not many of us, were used to this sort of lifestyle, and it was very attractive. So I will honestly confess that initially what attracted me to the industry was its glamour.
Okay.
When I got into it, I realized that there were other aspects about it, and all that glitters is not gold. So it
Yes.
was about hard work, it was about persistence, it was about letting go of a lot of your other ego, etc., to be able to humbly serve people. And today, when I do that, I feel more gratified and satisfied. So it happened, yes, by chance, but thankfully it happened, and my family saw that in me that I was made for this industry, and today I'm very happy about it.
I know because this industry is growing day by day. Day by day, there are a lot of changes that are taking place in this industry. Like we talk about different industries, like whether it is IT sector or other management sectors. So as the time evolved, so there are a lot of changes you might have faced during your tenure of 18 years. So how do you look at that part?
A lot of changes have happened from, see, ours is not an industry which is a very fast innovating industry, unlike many other technical fields. This is a people industry. So while
Yes,
yes, we've got technology, etc., in now, those are enablers in service. But what has not changed is our basic foundation of hospitality. What has not changed is our values, for example, of Atithi Devo Bhava, and our principles which we still follow today. No matter how much of technology and AI may come in, the HI in our field will never go. The human intelligence, the warmth will never be replaced. In fact, today we are dominating the world. If you look at IHCL, Taj brand is the world's strongest hotel brand in the last three consecutive cycles of assessment by Brand Finance. The world's number one hotel brand is the Taj. The world's number one hotel last year by TripAdvisor was our hotel. So today we are ruling the world when it comes to service and hospitality. And that is because of our age old, I will not say new, but that is something, if we go back and into history, it's our age old culture and tradition. So by maintaining the past, by maintaining our legacy and culture, we are able to dominate the world in this field. So I think, yes, changes are happening in terms of being in, let's say, in ease of doing business for a guest, in
yes.
personalization for a guest. But what does not change is our basic attitude and culture, because that's what's keeping us number one.
Because what we have observed, a lot of changes, like what we were working in hotel, we found there were a lot of manpower in the hospitality industry. But nowadays, the equipments have replaced the manpower. A lot of mechanical equipments are being introduced in the industry to you know deliver the best. At that time, there were some issues regarding the manpower working with that the forum wherever they were working with the hotel and all. So nowadays there are a lot of associations also engaged now. The chefs associations all over India, all over world also. So now I think the changes what we are looking at in the perspective of students. If somebody is willing to come to hospitality industry, what are the factors to be considered and what that candidate must look into that part so that he can be groomed in that industry?
So the good again a good perspective, because yes, a lot of jobs, a lot of processes have evolved over time. Today, for example, a lot of our guests do not expect a bellboy to take their luggage. A lot of our travelers, especially business travelers, carry their own luggage. The role of the concierge over time has changed. A lot of guests prefer to book travel desk, ticketing, booking on their own. So yes, jobs have changed, jobs have evolved, but if you ask, a chef's job will never be replaced in a hotel by machines. We may incorporate certain machines to make the chef's job easier, but the way a chef would add his creativity into food, that originality will never change. So those who are entering this industry, there is a lot of scope in becoming a chef. There are three things that you can do. One, when you join the industry, you join at a frontline level, you join at a base level. There are tons of departments in a hotel. Okay, they say hotel is like a city. You have every field, almost every field working inside a hotel. So from an engineer to we've got people from armed forces into the hotel. We've got chefs. We've got doctors. So a hotel typically has everybody, every kind of a professional in it. But once you grow in this industry, you could either become a master in a niche area. Let's say you become a master chef or a master bartender. Those are niche jobs that you could grow into. Or you could grow into senior leadership and management roles, business roles. Third, you could open your own venture. So there are the various ways in which you can grow in this field. Join initially into a function that excites you. And as you grow, there are various ways in which young professionals can grow within the industry. There are different types of jobs. Job roles are evolving and changing with new processes, new expectations, and new technology coming in. But for hoteliers, you need to be an all-rounder, and you will always have multiple options to do in the hotel. A lot of our employees in IHCL, they also switch departments. They also get an opportunity to work in different functions with time. Like I started with front office and operations. Today I'm in learning and development. Tomorrow I may take up another role. So, you also with time evolve and work in different functions and grow yourself. So all that is possible with the hotel industry because we are so widely spread and we have such a vast variety of job roles.
So the student or the candidate, those are planning to join the hospitality industry, what are the basics they must carry with them so that they can become more, involved in that part?
So there are multiple skills which will make you successful in this industry. Okay, but the most important one is your attitude. Your attitude, you cannot do well in this industry if you're not good at serving people. And when I say good, I mean it needs to come from your heart. If you do not like meeting people, if you're not service oriented, then you cannot become a general manager, no matter how good you are at communication, business, grooming, etc. The first essential is that you need to have the hoteliering attitude, which is about serving people. We are not only it's not only about serving, it's also about people. How good are you at, let's say, networking with people? Because it's a people field. We are also building the nation. When G20 happened, a lot of industries, companies, and a lot of us came together to showcase the best of our country. So whether it is the GDP or the employment or the culture or the image of the country, we are kind of also representing that. We are maintaining the culture of the country in front of the world. We are also serving the community, the people. We are maintaining our tourism, our tourist places through sustainability efforts. We preserve them and we showcase them to the best. So when you're joining this industry, have the right attitude that you are serving the nation, serving the community, and maintaining the culture of the country as well. After that, a lot of skills get developed over time. We train our people in this industry, whether it is communication, whether it is grooming, whether it is your service skills, whether it is your financial skills, analytical skills, using technology, digital skills. All those will come handy. But we always have the learning attitude and have a serving attitude. If you're able to work with people, and if you like working with people, that will take you places.
I think you have mentioned a very good part, that is sustainable tourism. Nowadays, ecotourism, ecological disasters, sustainability, all these things are, more emphasized. So I hope every hotel is trying to implement both the things nowadays. So what are the challenges you faced when you implemented all these things in Taj Groups?
So Taj and IHCL honestly have been into sustainability from a very long time. We have our own ESG model framework, which is called as Pathya. And we have been serving, as we are part of the Tata community, we've always been serving the community from a long, since inception. The founder, Mr. Tata himself, believed that what comes from the people should go back to the people many times over. So as a company, as an organization, it's in our DNA. Our hotels are contributing to this cause in multiple aspects. We are working closely with vendors and building livelihoods of people. We are taking care and enhancing the environment and community in the markets that we serve. At the same time, we are also uh, eco-friendly. We're taking care of the environment. Most of our hotels are Earth-Check certified. We have international certification. Even with guests, we promote a lot of eco-friendly practices. Recently, we inaugurated what is known as green meetings. So we are actually into sustainability, whether it is with our vendors, back-end operations, or with our guests in the front end. And we also invite our guests to participate. We have a promotion called as staycations, where our guests actually participate in our sustainability initiatives also. So I think in all our operations, front end, back end, it is built in the design in all our processes.
So when we are talking about the environment should be plastic free and should be good enough for environment and all, I hope Taj has come up with that sort of concept that the plastic or the use of plastic bottles, which are latest trend in everywhere, that people are using plastic bottles just to drink one liter of water. They are using plastic, which is really so much harmful, and it is creating a lot of landfill also. So what sort of initiative we have taken
I'm
to
happy to
avoid
tell
it?
you that IHCL has already looked at this aspect. Most of our hotels are now plastic free. Okay, so we have our own bottling plants in our hotels. We produce water and we package them hygienically in glass bottles at our units. Not only that, if you look at our plastic, we're not saying only water bottles. We've gone to the extent of saying reduce all forms of plastic, single-use plastic in our hotels. So a lot of hotels use toiletries, for example, in guest rooms, bathrooms. So in our hotels, we also have gone away with packaging, which is plastic. We use sustainable packaging. If you look at even amenities like toothbrush, etc., most of our amenities are now becoming plastic free. So we're using wood in some cases. Our toothbrush, our key jackets are not plastic now, so those have also been replaced. So I think we are already on it and quite ahead in the industry.
Because we have observed since last so many years. I have been to Taj Mumbai also, and I have experienced different category of Taj. So far, the category what you have created, the Indian hotel, the ginger or what do you call that? There are different type of categories.
Yes.
So do you select the candidates on the basis of category of the hotels, or you do some sort of segregation in the employees?
So we have different brands. We have luxury brand, which is the Taj. Similarly, we have brands across various segments. We have Vivanta, Ginger, Selections. Even recently, we started Ama Stays and Trails, which is our branded lineup of bungalows. So when it comes to the back-end operations and employees, we do not whether it is our benefits, our policies, nothing changes across brands. These brands are primarily from a guest experience perspective. So how a guest would experience a Vivanta would be different to what he would expect what he would experience in a Taj or a Ginger. In fact, we've also rebranded and repositioned and relaunched our Ginger brand recently. And our employees migrate from one brand to the other with time, just like our guests. So a guest today, if he's traveling to Mumbai, he may choose to stay in a Taj based on his visit, based on his purpose of travel, based on his need. And at the same time, the same guest may also stay in Ginger the next week that he travels. So the guest chooses these brands based on their requirement and need at that particular point of time. Similarly, our employees. So our employees may work in the Taj. An employee may prefer to work in a Vivanta over a Taj because the way our experiences are, it also suits different employees. Somebody may want to start with a hotel which is a retreat in Uttarakhand, which is a selections hotel, a very boutique-ish hotel. So it depends also on the choice of the employee which brand he wants to work with, just like the guest. And we are migrating. Our employees are free to apply in all brands. We encourage our employees to work in all brands and learn to give these experiences to all our guests.
So can you provide insight into the entry level positions within the hospitality industry?
So our entry level positions run across different departments, and we have a more or less a structure. We actually have a structure in all our brands, and there are positions, there are attractive positions across different departments. We we employ quite a lot from hotel management colleges and even outside hotel management colleges across our properties because we are located in the length and breadth of the country. So our hiring involves tier one, tier two, etc., and other cities also. And likewise, we go to multiple colleges. We have frontline positions in all departments in all the hotels. These are always updated on our website, and the students are free to apply in those positions. We also proactively reach out to a few colleges, when the students are getting graduated every year, and that's how we have a hiring. Our L&D and our HR teams work closely with these institutes to pick up the best talent for the company.
Once upon a time, I was in a Taj hotel. I was just interacting because I just went as a tourist. So I was interacting with one of the employee of Taj. The plus point, what he mentioned, the Taj group is taking care of welfare of the employees. So what is that part what they are looking?
Yes,
So
so
that's a very important part because we have observed a lot of hotels I have visited, but that was the part which has been mentioned by one of the employee of Taj, the welfare part, because never ever seen the welfare part of the employee in any other hotel.
yes, you're absolutely right, and we are the preferred employer, and I'm proud of saying that. Uh, you ask any graduate today in any college, they would like to work with us, and there are reasons for it. Okay, we treat our employees as we treat our guests. I'll give you an example. Okay, when our employee joins and comes to the hotel for the first time, he does not come from the back area, he does not come through the HR, he comes like a guest. He's welcomed like a guest in the lobby. He's taken for a meeting with the leadership team. He undergoes a meal experience, and then a tour of the hotel, and then the process continues. So our employees are very special because if we give them that experience, then they give that experience to our guests. Of late, we have redone a lot of our policies and we've further enhanced our policies, keeping in mind the young generation. So whether it is work life by giving more number of offs, reducing working hours, a lot of holiday and other benefits for our employees, which they are able to utilize during their offs and leaves. We're very flexible. The work culture in the organization is very, very, I would say, professional. Okay, so the way we interact, with our youngsters, all our employees, the mutual respect that we have for each other, the communication channels, the learning and growth channels. I'm proud to say today every employee in IHCL has access to digital learning. And we are the largest hotel company from this part of the world. We have given access to online learning, keeping in mind the young generation, and every employee has that opportunity. We have higher courses for studying. I myself am an example where I did higher study with the help of my organization. So the organization provides learning and growth opportunities, a great working environment and culture. In fact, there's a word that I'd like to introduce. If some of you may not have heard, this is called Tajness. So we say when you come into the Taj or any brand, in fact, we use the word Tajness, but it's across brands. So whether it is for guests or employees or any stakeholder, we say you will feel it with your eyes closed. When you walk into our hotels, you will have a feeling. And that feeling we describe as Tajness. So we try and give that feeling to all our stakeholders, whether you're an employee, vendor, guest, alike.
Okay. I would like to ask this people, those are right now in the forum, that if they have any question, you please ask the question to our eminent guest of the day today, to Mr. Tushar Abrol. Any of you have
I saw a
any
few
question?
hands. While I was talking, I saw a few hands, so sorry, but you may raise them now and I'll be able to take your questions.
So anybody, if anybody has question, please ask them. Or you can type your question. If it is not possible, you can type your question in between.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Dr. Nafees Hadan Naqvi, and I'm working as a head or a director in the school. So first of all, welcome. I've been late to join, so I don't want to disturb in between. So welcome to the CPC, and we wish and love to have you physically in the campus some other time. So my concern, being a academician for the last 20 years, my concern is that why there is so much high attrition from the hospitality industry, not from any company, but from the industry itself. Because this year, if we see that National Council of Hotel Management, they didn't get even the number of application equal to their number of seats they are offering. So what is the reason first, and what as an academician, we as the academician and you at the industry level can do the things together so this attrition from the industry itself will eradicate. Thank you.
Thank you. It's quite a relevant question. So there are two top of the mind factors which come to my mind, which I feel play a part in this concern. The first reason is expectations. I think we are not able to get the talent into the industry and set right expectations before and after joining. A lot of our students we lose out, after getting exposed to the real life because they have been exposed to a different expectation. Now, whether it is academics, whether it is the hotels, I think somewhere all of us need to make sure that we communicate well with these students before they join and during their learning process. We lose out a lot of students after their exposure into the industry. We also lose a lot of them when they actually join the industry. And not only to other companies, we lose them to different industries also. Today, we have a competition with industries like retail. A lot of students want to, there are different types of students. So some students, when they really work in these departments, they get a different experience, and the experience across hotels and brands is not consistent. So that is one big reason for students dropping out. So one, yes, as an industry, as hotels, all of us need to make sure that our trainees, when they come, even for a brief exposure or a training to our hotels, we make them learn and experience the real industry. A lot of students feel when they come on training, they feel if this is all I have to do in this industry, then no, I'm not feeling excited. Today, students want challenging experiences. They do not want to do just basic tasks. So the way we assign jobs, the way we delegate tasks, we need to make them more exciting and attractive for our younger students. If they understand the longer profile or the nature of job that they will be doing, and if they are communicated well, the students will not leave. Secondly, we need to make this industry more friendly and easy to work for our younger workforce. Today's workforce wants work besides a lot of other engagement activities. They want to go to the gym, they want to travel with friends and family, they sometimes would prefer working from home. So today's generation is also aware that there are different ways to work. And as an industry, if we do not evolve and are able to be flexible for our working workforce, we will not be able to attract them like the other industries. So I think two things, if I summarize, one is about making this industry communicating the right nature of job in this industry so that students make a right choice when they enter and we get the right people for this industry. The second is to be able to make it sustainable and make it attractive for them even while they are working so that they don't get distracted by other companies by thinking that those jobs are more exciting and more beneficial for them in the longer term.
So Dr. Nafis,
I think his video is frozen.
Dr. Nafis, what's your opinion now?
Yes, sir.
You want to ask?
No, that's fine. There are few questions, I think, on the chat box.
Okay. So, Mr.
Thank
Tushar,
you to
I
him.
just
Thanks
wanted
a
to
lot
ask you
for
one thing.
answering this concern of mine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Tushar, can you provide an overview of your experience in the hospitality industry and various role you have held?
So, in the beginning, I gave a brief profile. However, I started my experience with IHCL. We have an institute in Aurangabad. I went on to join their management training program for about a year and a half. And I joined operations front office department after that immediately for about 4 to 5 years. Then I moved for higher studies. I wanted to move for higher studies, and then IHCL gave me an option to do it with IHCL itself, so I didn't have to look anywhere else. And I continued my journey of learning, studying, and working. Then I joined my learning and development department, which is my current department. As part of my growth, I've worked with different areas. And I think that's one of the plus points of this industry, that we get to travel, work with different cultures, different people, geographies. In fact, I've traveled, I think, almost everywhere in the north, west, and south in my last 18 years. Except East, I don't know, East has not yet invited me for whatever reason, but north from NCR to Chandigarh to UP, MP, Uttarakhand, to west Rajasthan, Mumbai, Goa, in south Chennai, Bengaluru, even international, Middle East, Dubai. This industry and this company has given me a chance to travel to a lot of places, work with a lot of hotels, smaller assignments, bigger assignments, and that's what kept me going and learning as well.
Okay.
So here I am.
So, this is my perception only. Apart from the setting exceptional, set apart beliefs, the professionals from other industries, what is their perception when we talk about this hospitality industry and other industries?
Perception from, sorry, I didn't get that.
I mean, I see different type of people. The people those are working in different industries, the IT sector or in other areas. How do they look this hospitality industry employees?
Yes, so I think they look at it with a lot of respect. Okay, this is a very, very respectable job. They say after military, hospitality is respected quite high in the country and worldwide actually. And it may look as if you're working in a very comfortable, space, but it's hard work, and this hard work is appreciated by one and all who are associated and who know this industry a little closely. We are the largest employer as an industry and very, very hardworking. We work, sometimes we sacrifice a lot for our families and friends on occasions, on work. We are an industry which is 24/7. I'll give you an
Yes.
example of recent COVID when, a lot of hoteliers, a lot of
Yes.
hospitality, tourism frontliners, we didn't shut our hotels. Whether it was the World War, and I'll take you even then, World War time, floods, and recent COVID, we always kept our hotels open. We converted some of our hotels into medical centers. Our hoteliers were still serving. We were still packing meals from our hotels for the workforce working in on the roads, whether it is the policemen or the medical practitioners. We actually hosted COVID patients in our hotels, and we learned quickly how to do that along with medical professionals. So I think over the years, our respect in the community has only gone up, and that is why we are so looked up throughout the world.
Yeah. So as we select the candidates, as you have discussed about the different entry levels of the employees, the candidate those are joining, like other than hotel management colleges, as you mentioned, that people are joining from different areas to your properties or ISCL. So the my question goes, like, when we talk about different people coming together and working in hotel, isn't it? So do you think they have an opportunity to work in abroad or international level? So
Yes,
what
of
are the
course.
opportunities? What are the future prospects for these people to work abroad?
Very much. In fact, we are, the world is our oyster. We are so well connected globally as an industry that anyone who is aspiring to go abroad, this is the place to be. I'll give you an example of IHCL itself. Whenever we open hotels abroad, we send our employees rather than hiring just the locals over there. Even recently, I mean, we have hotels growing both internationally and domestically, and we give the first preference to our employees to go and work abroad. So if you look at our hotels even now in London, in America, in Dubai, we're opening hotels soon in other locations of the world. You will find our employees working, and again, not working permanently. They get an opportunity to work in multiple locations. So every 2 or 3 years, we allow our employees to move from one location to the other. So when you work with one hotel, you don't work with that hotel, you work with the organization. And the moment a new hotel opens up, we release the ad, there are interviews, and we allow employees to go and work all over the world. Not only are in our company, I'm sure any brand, any company which is a multinational company today allows employees to travel. And at least in IHCL, we have so many hotels abroad, so it is an opportunity for all of you.
So is there any successful story in your tenure of Taj or your employment? We would really love to listen that successful story if you have in your tenure.
I think IHCL actually values the loyalty of its employees. And I have been fortunate to experience most of them. So whether it is, there was a time when I left the organization for higher studies and I didn't get my favorite college. So my company said, come back and we'll make you study alongside. And they helped me do MBA from Lyon, which is the world's among the top institutes for hotel management, higher education. Then as I moved on, I felt, okay, I need to change, I need to grow further. And I was given an opportunity to move beyond just front office and I took charge of L&D. Over the time, I have moved locations recently, and there are multiple projects that we also work on. Recently, I have started working on a project which makes the ESG communication newsletter for the organization. So, as an organization, I have been trusted with and given multiple opportunities beyond my core job. And that's what's kept me growing, excited about this job, learning. So the last project that I worked on was Pathya Vani. Pathya Vani is our quarterly ESG newsletter. And we look at what are the sustainable practices across IHCL, and we make a compendium of best practices and we share them across the group for learning and sharing. This was one. I think, yes, that's it. We continuously learn, we attend programs. We have a strong network of corporate trainers, who work on projects. Even when COVID happened, we worked across geographies and we quickly were able to make, we had to unlearn and learn during that time. So
Yes.
we made new standards of service. We trained our employees, we made new brand standards. And this happened sitting either at home or work from home, and we collaborated with colleagues across the world, and we were able to still run hotels without shutting for a single day. And that happened because we learned ourselves quickly, involved some specialists from the medical fraternity, and then train our employees. Virtual platforms, what you see today, Zoom and Teams, etc., were also born at that time. And we learned how to deliver training even at that time. So I think these initiatives, continuous learning projects have kept us successful in the organization.
So as a hotelier, because we have been working since last so many years and years in hotels, and hospitality industry, and we are being academicians and being like professional in hotel industry because I have got both mixed experience. I have worked in hotel for a longer period, and after that I shifted to academics. So people like me, I'm talking about myself. People like me who found the hospitality industry has got more engagement of manpower. So due to that, there is a little bit of social, you know, what do you call that? Social life of the candidate or the employee get little affected. So do you have any sort of overtime or policy to the candidates or when they get disconnected with the social life? So that's why, there are certain balancing to be done. So, is there any sort of hiccups still there in the industry?
So yes, it's a valid point. A lot of our youngsters, and I will say not only youngsters, even the other colleagues, because of the nature of operations that we are in, we work sometimes off hours, odd hours, long shifts, and hence recently we increased the number of offs for our employees. We have, I think, among the lowest working hours in our industry.
Okay.
We have recently eradicated break shifts in most of our hotels. Uh, as an organization, we are flexible when it comes to working. Okay, so we allow people time off if it is required. Sometimes need case to case basis also. We have a very long maternity and paternity leave policy. We have second careers option. So if somebody wants to leave for family reasons and come back later, we help them to still continue developing their career. We have launched creches and daycares in all our hotels, large hotels, so that we are able to manage, the careers of ladies who want to still continue working after their, after becoming mothers. So we have a lot of such policies and facilities within the hotel premises, which allow anybody, whether it is ladies or gents or anybody who's in the need, to pursue their career. We also have special learning and development programs now for our ladies to not just work, but also to grow into the higher and senior positions within the organization.
So I would like to ask one more question. That's really like what we had a COVID period, in last 2 years back. It was a pandemic period where the hospitality industry was most affected. The people, those who are working in hotel industry, they were also, short in post wise and what do you call salary wise also. So what sort of things you considered for your employee at that time?
So IHCL was one of the companies in the world which did not lay off a single employee during pandemic. All our fixed term, all our permanent employees retained their jobs. All our employees who were on fixed term contracts and their contracts could not be renewed due to COVID were given the first preference to join back as soon as the COVID got over. We had the minimum salary cuts. In fact, we had a volunteering based process where senior leaders dedicated a part of their salary in hotels which could not manage, so that everybody in the organization gets paid.
Okay.
So as an organization, we took care of our employees. We continuously paid them by sharing resources, and we did not lay off a single employee.
So one question has come from one of the participant regarding that was like, why should I join Taj? Why not other property?
So honestly, this call is not to hire for Taj or to attract you to join Taj. This was just about overall careers in hospitality. But yes, if you want to work, they say if you want to work with the, Google, for example, or Apple, for example, these are industries leading benchmark companies, right? So anybody who wants to work in hoteliers, and you may have done, like IIMs and IHMs, IIMs and IITs, we have IHMs and colleges like Jagran. So if you are from the best of institutes, if you want to work with the best of companies in this industry, then why will you work with anybody else than the best in the world?
Okay.
So Taj being the strongest world brand in hotels in the world, why would you anyway want to work with any other companies? My
Yes.
question.
So I think Dr. Parikshit Sharma. Dr. Parikshit Sharma is still, I think he's with us. I think due to some link or issue,
Unfortunately,
I would like to ask you a question like, what is your advice? What will you advise to the budding hospitality professionals to build a career in the hospitality industry?
I would say just dive in, come with an open mindset, and continuously have a learning attitude. If you have
Okay.
that, you will be able to not just work and rise in your careers, but you will be satisfied after 20 years, after 40 years, that you did the best thing that could happen to you.
So there's a question from Dr. Parikshit Sharma.
Yes, please.
Yes. You're not audible.
Do you want to chat your question so that we are able to answer it?
I'll write the question then.
Oh,
Yeah,
now we can
you're
hear you.
audible now. You're audible.
All right. Hello, Mr. Abrol. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, thank you. My question to you would be that we have seen that there have been many security changes post the Mumbai attacks, and now with the intervention of AI and smart technology, how has the privacy of guests a major concern for the hotels as well as for the guest? Because we can see that there are many cameras which are focusing throughout the area, the alleys, or whether it is a swimming pool or any other side. How will we be able to maintain the videos which are being recorded for the security reasons, and are these available, if you are comfortable with this question, are these available through online or dark web also?
So, from a security perspective, after the unfortunate attack that happened, we upgraded our security systems throughout the company and throughout the industry, I would say. In IHCL, we took a lot of international help, and we had a complete revolutionary change when it comes to safety and security. We have a new safety and security policy in place, a new team in place. We got trained by international experts. Uh, when it comes to the infrastructure in the hotel, that was upgraded. Our surveillance systems are not only physical but also data security processes and systems have got upgraded. So today, I think a guest is more confident, and we are more confident that in case of any eventuality, we'll be better prepared to handle that crisis. Whether it is cameras, whether it is surveillance, whether it is other backend processes which I may not be able to share here, but I think we have, through experts, we've been able to take up that expertise in our operations.
Thank you so much, sir. And second question would be, in terms of revenue management, what are the ideal positions, the entry level positions which a student can focus on?
So we have a dedicated function called revenue management, and that's one of the newer hot selling functions for students, because a lot of them prefer juggling with numbers, finances, and are inclined towards sales as well. So revenue management works closely with sales and marketing. It's a function within sales and marketing, and we have technology there, we have softwares there, and revenue management is also, we have hotel resources, but we also have teams cluster wise. So we have a Delhi NCR cluster and so on. So revenue management teams do revenue management for either the hotel or for a larger cluster. These are shorter, smaller teams, because a lot of work in revenue management is handled by your system, your AI and technology. But the humans managing that whole process are far and few. Having said that, somebody who's interested in revenue management, we are willing to look at them for entry level positions. Over a period of time, if they want to grow into revenue management or grow into sales and marketing, they have other aspects of growth as well. I would say revenue management should not be thought of as just a function where they would like to be forever. It could be a starting point. It could be a part of their growth within the sales and marketing domain.
I would like to request all the participants to switch on your cameras, please, so that we can click one photograph to. I think this was a very good session. I must thank Mr. Tushar for his sparing this time with us and sharing his sheer knowledge to brush up the fresh hotelier, aspirant hoteliers, and to the all academicians also. So it was I think the people those are engaged here will definitely put their comments in this part or during chat. So any other Prachi, Sandeep GC, and other Dr. Nafis, could you please switch on your cameras so that we can click one photograph?
No, I've been to the college and I would like to thank the college also. I've been
Oh,
to
thank you very much.
and I've physically seen it and met many of you and your students. And I think with such students, such quality of institutions now coming up, all these challenges that we spoke about will not remain challenges. These are temporary challenges, and I think after COVID there was a temporary slump. But we are confident that with the kind of business that we're doing, if you see every quarter, we are breaking records. Okay, the last 3 quarters or even 4 quarters, I remember in IHCL, we have broken our historic records. Market is very good. Hospitality is growing like never before. Even we're doing better than pre-pandemic levels. So considering the current growth picture in the country, I think this is the best time that hotels, colleges, are able to communicate this to the students, that this is the best time to join this industry. And you have a huge potential opportunity lying ahead of you. Do not let it go.
I think Dr. Anand Verma want to say something. Because he has a very good interaction with you when you came to our Jagran Lakecity University in Bhopal.
Yes.
And he is the person who really works very hard and a very smart worker.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for this inciting session of yours, Mr. Tushar. In fact, Professor Ajay Kumar Singh, thank you very much for giving me for highlighting me in such a way. Of course, I do deserve the thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Tushar sir, thank you very much for this. In fact, I really loved your session. In fact, आपके पहले भी sessions I have gone through and all. I really loved the session. That's why I insisted my management that you should be a part of this event. That is what we wanted, in fact, to be. And hope so that in future also we will be conducting this type of events. I will be requesting you to be the part of the same, sir.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's always interesting, and I also feel nice when I interact with all of you and the young aspirants and young joiners in this industry. So thank you for this opportunity, and we'll continue engaging with you and your students in future.
So we would like to thank you from the bottom of our heart that definitely you have done a very wonderful session with us to motivate our aspiring hospitality industry people and to make their future in hospitality industry and tourism industry also. So we would love to thank you once again from the Jagran Lakecity University and the Jagran School of Hospitality and Tourism School. Will definitely love to call you again and again for this purpose. Thank you very much for a wonderful session.
Once again, thank you. It was my pleasure. Best wishes to all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
I must thank all the participants also. Those have gained, they have gained a lot of knowledge from today's session. Thank you. Thank you very much.
A special thanks to Mr. Ayush Sharma, who is our alumni. I was surprised to see him here. Thank you, Ayush. Thank you very much.
Tushar sir, good afternoon. First of all, I want to tell about myself. I have completed my apprentice from Taj Lakefront Bhopal, and now I am associate with Taj Aviation. In fact, I am in the property only.
Wonderful. Congratulations.
And I'm getting connected to your each and every point. I am getting connected to your task order, Tajness, and in fact, the meaning of Taj is all Taj awareness and joy.
Thank you, Ayush, for resonating with my thoughts. And I hope you are experiencing trust, awareness, and joy at Taj every day.
Yes, sir, yes. In fact, I'm here in cafeteria only, enjoying meal with my colleagues.
I'm sorry, so sorry to tell you that we have Mr. Chef Divagar also with us. Chef Divagar. He's a Limca book record holder and working with us. I would ask
Cool.
Divagar to.
Is he there on the call?
Although the session is also, it was very interesting.
Thank you. So best wishes to all of you. And if there's anything, we could also connect separately. I'm available on LinkedIn. And
Yeah, definitely.
I also entertain questions there. So if there's anything, we could connect over there as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Thank you.
Thank you very much.